Congratulations, you made it. Welcome to the middle of May. We're in the home stretch with school getting out, and you are not alone. Imagine, if you will, you're getting ready for summer, you're gearing up, all your plans are made. Everything hinges your ability to work, your ability to work out, your ability to pursue your calling hinges on childcare for the summer. 4 days before school's out, surprise! Yeah, it falls through. Now, as a special needs parent, I see you, I hear you, I believe in you, and you are in the right place. Tonight, we're talking about pivot. I am Bren Harris, and I founded the Warrior Nation when my son was medically injured at 22 months of age. He was just a baby. And I'll show you some pictures. Now he towers over me. He's a teen and rapidly becoming a very, very amazing young adult. You guys, I am blown away at all the progress he's making. And, I didn't handle any of that well. This is, fast forward 15 plus years later. I'm telling you, in the last 15 years, we have walked straight through hell. Now we walk out of there like we own the place and take water back to those still in the fire. And our mission here at the Warrior Nation is connection and community, and then contribution. We always pay it forward. And you are not alone. I know it feels like you might be. You're not. Please let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. If you threw a dart at the U.S., I am dead center right there in Oklahoma. And our weather has a little bit of a temper tantrum today. Hey guys, let me know. We're on about 4 different platforms. So Instagram's being a little bougie. So please let us know if you can see us over there, and YouTube. Facebook, I see you. Oh, great to see you. Miss Amanda from Oklahoma. So glad you're here. Go Boomer Sooner. And put a bug in the thunder ear so we can kick those Spurs back to Texas. I'm telling you guys, we are having so much fun with the season of life we're in. And we have a lot going on. And I know this is really, really a big time in everyone's life. We're recording this. This will be in the new book. I'm going to read from my current book. And I'm just going to take you in the Wayback Machine really quick. We have a couple of new faces. We have Seattle in the house, Washington in the house. Oh, good to see you guys. Yeah. And we have South Dakota in the house. And the Bahamas in the house. Great to see you guys. I am so glad you're here. I know your time is valuable. If you're just joining us, let us know in the chat or in the comments where you're chiming in from. And I have a big announcement right at the end, so please stay. I'm not going to take much of your time. Think TED Talk tonight. We're not going to be very long. And, hey, guys, great to see you. Oh, we have Miranda in Oklahoma. Good to see you. Oklahoma is repping tonight. I love it. And so blessed to know you and Miss Emily. And thank you for blessing our family today. And you guys, your circle matters. Your circle matters. And that's really important. I'm going to take you in the Wayback Machine real quick. And I want you to know, hey, YouTube, good to see you. And this is how Warrior Mom started. That's baby Zach with the MacBook and the English pottery hot tea, I think, there, because I was still nursing. And it's so funny. Moms are being disrespected online, and something rose up in me. You guys, that feels like it was last month. It's been 18 years almost. And I just love that when something ignites in our spirit and we listen to it and we, walk in purpose and champion that calling, we don't have to know the whole staircase. Just take the next right step. The next right step leads you to your purpose, and distraction is the death of our dreams. Now, tonight we're going to talk about pivoting. And if you guys are Friends fans, we're going to talk about Ross's famous scene too. Fast forward, this about 6 months ago when we did one of our medical trips, and you can see he has a big ear defenders. He's leaning down because I'm sitting down, but he is just over 6'1", and I mean the sweetest soul, and has been stuck in fight or flight because of abuse. Because when you have special needs and you're nonverbal, you're an easy target. When people are supposed to be trained for autism therapy, speech therapy, OT, not all of them are bad. Thank you to all the good ones. Bless you, bless you. And it's hard to talk about. And I hear you and I see you, warrior moms. This is a theme I hear every single week. And I would love for us to lock arms and just make this a better space. Okay, fast forward. The books came out. You guys voted on this one, the best-selling author picture. Thank you so much. And then this is the book I'm reading from, the number one bestseller, The Warrior Mom Journal. And then our mystery, The Major and the Musician, obviously a love story. Now, if you don't like mystery, suspense, intrigue, and dash of romance, this is probably not the book for you. One of our advanced copy readers said Indiana Jones meets Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and they have a baby and do a treasure hunt on a tropical island in southern Japan. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are here. We have been through quite the season with our own life. And I know we don't always talk about what's going on behind the scenes. That's why these episodes are called Behind the Scenes with Bren. For the last 4 or 5 months, I was kind of a hospice caregiver for our long time, 100 dog years, our 14-and-a-half-year-old, I'm going to not cry, therapy dog. And his name was Dakota. And he was our light in the storm when we received my son's autism diagnosis. There you go. There he is. And just so many things we learned. I have been in front of people on stage speaking all over the place since I was very young. So when I said we need a therapy dog because my son had just been diagnosed, and let me tell you what, if your child is newly diagnosed, please DM me, reach out, or you can email me, Bren at warriormommastermind.com. I want to hear from you. It is okay. A diagnosis is not a death sentence. It's just another step in the staircase. Okay, hear me, warriors. A diagnosis is not a death sentence. It's just another step in the staircase. Hey guys, if you're joining us live, put an L in the comments. If you're on the replay, put an R. Great to see you guys. Oh, yeah. Therapy dogs are such wonderful support. Yes, I completely agree. Thank you, Miss Amanda. Therapy dogs are different than pets. That's why you can take them on a plane or to your Airbnb and you don't have to claim them as a pet. And one funny story, and I'll move on. When my son was very young and newly diagnosed, I went to the bathroom in the other end of the house, and he was in his Jack and Jill bathroom. And apparently he had decided as a little tiny 3 or 4-year-old to climb on the cabinet. And Dakota came and got me just like Lassie. Hey, ruff, 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 come on, and took me back there so that I knew to make sure he was safe. And I'm like, how do they know how to do that? And we are super blessed. And I know we're better because of our circle, whether that's a fur baby or friends. Hey guys, great to see you. Yeah. Yes. Tuesday night is word night. Great to see you. And you guys, I am so excited that you are here because sometimes plans don't go the way we think they should. We always talk about write your goals down, have a vision, make it plain so a runner can read it on the run. And then we're called to, execute that vision, not just think about it, not just talk about it. Busy can be distraction, which is the death of our dreams. So for the purpose of this talk, I am just so glad you guys are here. And I'll be quick. We're going to move on. For the purpose of this talk, we're talking about the word pivot. And we learn new words by American Sign Language. So if you will put out your dominant hand and then your other hand just like this. And it's basketball season here in the Heartland. So it's just like a basketball player, pivot. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. Pivot. And pivot for this purpose is defined, let me just make sure I get the right screen here, as verb, to turn, rotate, or swivel on or as if on a central point. It can also refer to sudden and substantial shift in strategy, policy, or focus. Now, when we pivot, I learned new information. Now I'm going to go over here. Now, true story. And I know you guys can relate. As a warrior mom of a special needs child, I have walked into an autism clinic and I have found the door open, nobody at the front. I couldn't find anyone anywhere. I had to go upstairs where they were watching a movie, which is not covered by insurance, by the way. And I swear, Exorcist, 1970s. I think that's when it came out. I mean, my head was spinning around. I was spewing green pea soup, and the warrior mom was in the house. And that's really hard because not everyone, if you don't have a child with special needs that's nonverbal that can't come home and tell you, hey, so-and-so did this at therapy today, the alarms go off and the red flags flare. And I mean, I promise you, if I had had high blood pressure, we would have been in trouble. I do not, but it was just like, oh my goodness. And then another time, fast forward a year later, we're at a different clinic because we're stuck with the clinics that our insurance will cover. I know that sounds horribly negative. It's just a fact. And it is a game to some of these people. And I had to really pivot that not all therapy is created equal and not all therapy providers are created equal. Ooh, that'll preach. Yeah. And we have had some really great people, but I have walked in and they're like, sorry, we're not taking your insurance anymore. And I'm like, nobody warned me. We're 4 days from summer break and there's no school. Now there's no therapy. Now, if you have a neurotypical kid, I get that this might be a stretch to, dive in and steep in this. But if you are hey guys, great to see you. We have Trinidad in the house. We have Washington, D.C. in the house. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad you guys are here. And if you guys don't know Tony and Charlene, please check out their podcast. Really, really, really quality work. And I walked in and they're like, sorry, it's the owner's son, privately owned. And he's 25 and thinks he knows everything. And no, we're not taking it. Sorry. And I had already booked speaking engagements for the next 3 months. And I had to pivot. Okay. So I know you guys are thinking it. So I'm just going to show you. Ode to Ross. Pivot. Okay. Now we got it. And I just about die laughing every time I see that scene. And if you have not seen that episode, just YouTube it. Okay. Now, synonyms for pivot. This is swivel, rotate, revolve, spin, turn. Now, pivot is not, it's funny when I see the Friends meme. It's so real. Now, how do we do that in real life IRL? Yeah. Now, if you're getting value, put value in the chat, and I'm bringing it in for in the home stretch here. So hang tight. Yes, absolutely. And let us know if something really strikes you as something you want to apply. We're all about theory to application here. And when we have something that we have best laid plans, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they get tanked. Maybe you thought you would have a child later in life, and that child ends up having a chronic illness, and you're not able to work. You're not able to socialize. The latest studies show that 30% of caregivers die first because we are not taking care of ourselves first. Remember when you're on a plane, the oxygen mask. The oxygen mask goes on ourselves first. They say, should the oxygen mask deploy, and you're traveling with a young child, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Why is that? Because if we pass out from lack of oxygen, we can't help that young child that's dependent on us. Yeah, I know it seems so different now that I'm a parent of a special needs child. So, and I don't always get this right. I don't have all of the answers. What I do know is that together we really are stronger. And one of my son's favorite signs right now is safe friends. And to have safe friends, this is all new in the last year. Thank you, Miss Amanda. and to have safe friends, we become a safe friend. What does that look like? And then we make a list and we learn those signs. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Okay, so first thing, when your plans don't go the way you planned, it's called life, all right? And life is just gonna life. So listen real quick. Respond, resist reacting. Now, what do I mean by that? That reads easy and lives hard. It says, pause before you speak. A moment of reflection can shift your energy from reacting impulsively to responding with calm, clarity, and intention. Now, that reads easy, I know. And in the heat of the moment, that's really hard. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love the queen tape that goes on your lips. I use that at night, and it is magic, you guys. Not sponsored. When I get up, I don't take it off. I keep it on so that the first words out of my mouth support my calling and purpose, not just something I say. And I love that because that keeps me from reacting before I've had my quiet time, had my hydration, then had my mushroom coffee, organic. And that's really important. Now, when my child was little, I thought I would love the days where he would sleep in because, little kids don't sleep in. And now that he's in his teen era, it's like pulling teeth. And so I've just decided I'm going to do my thing. Now, this is another thing that reads easy and lives hard. Parents of teens, hear my heart. Model what you want instead of telling what you want. I'm learning this the hard way. Now, I can say, you have 5 minutes. 5 minutes, then I'm coming in with the ice water. I'm glad I've never had to do that. But I mean, sometimes it's so frustrating. And so what I've started doing, and it does work, staying on my side of the street, practicing what I preach, theory to application, I get ready. I start working out. I start getting everything ready to head out the door because we're both gluten-free. So that requires some food prep before we leave the house. We take it with us and we make sure that we're not going to just cave and get fast food and be sick and feel sick because we didn't prepare. And we have some favorite safe foods that we adore. And that's really motivating. So I just start getting ready. And I mean, you show up my house, this is usually what I'm going to look like. Now, Miss Miranda, she's the exception. She's family. She does get to see me straight out of yeah. And it's just really important because when we model what we want instead of telling what we want, always show, resist telling. Yeah. Always show, resist telling, because when we model what we want and we stay on our side of the street and we can pivot from that frustrated attitude, that's the magic. That's the secret sauce. Now, we're talking about the pivot and we're going to say, set healthy boundaries. Start really small. Boundaries get a bad rap. They're not doors that you slam in someone's face. They're, oh, I'm lifting this drawbridge. I'm shutting this gate that you can easily unlock when you meet the criteria to be safe in my circle. Now, and guys, this applies to family and friends, as well as coworkers. Ooh, boundaries are the secret sauce here. And that's what modeling the get ready in the morning. Okay. Say no to one simple thing this week. That's the theory to application. Say no to one simple thing. One simple thing that drains you. Sorry. We ran today in the rain, and I think I'm not as hydrated as I would like for me to be. And say no to one small thing that drains you, or carve out an hour a week for something that fills your cup. Now, that hour a week, I'm going to be realistic. As a warrior mom, that may need to be in pockets of time. That's how I build the business. That's how I build my health. Pockets of time. I don't have time to be at the gym for 2 stinking hours. I do not, because that is not where my priority is to do the quickest, fastest, most effective workout to get the best results with my son, because we're modeling that. Think of boundaries. They're not walls or doors that we slam and lock. They're bridges for better balance. Boundaries are bridges for better balance. Now, if you want, this is camera rich. If you want to take a quick screenshot, my weapon of choice, boundaries. My weapon of choice for my self-care, boundaries. And that doesn't make people happy. And that's really hard. Just know you're not alone. Because I wrote down exactly who I want to be in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years. And then my mentor said, okay, become all those things. Because when we want to have a circle that matters, it gets smaller but more valuable. Like attracts like. Hear me, warriors. Like attracts like. And hey, guys, great to see you. Yes. Say no to one small thing this week. That's the priority. Yes, yes, absolutely. Oh, so glad you guys are getting value. Really appreciate that. And I'm trying to check the different platforms on the comments. Hang on. And this means a lot to me. Oh, thanks. Miss Miranda says, you're beautiful either way. Thank you. Bless you. She's the only one that shows up before I have, any of this on. And when I find that I am walking in purpose and shaping my calling, like attracts like. Like attracts like. And I'm telling you, I have a bad day. All that negative energy seems to compound. And that's not what I want. Now, our signs for tonight, we're going to take the dominant hand and do this. And just like a basketball player, pivot. And I want you to hear Ross, pivot. Yes. And then we're going to say, we're turning. We're rotating. Sometimes we're spinning all the way around because I find myself, I'm going to tell on myself, pull back the curtain here. I find myself repeating my parents. And that doesn't work, several decades later with a non-neurotypical child. It does not work. And hear me, you are not alone and you deserve to have sanity. Losing our identity in motherhood or parenthood is not the calling. Oh, hear me, warriors. Losing our identity in parenthood and motherhood is not what we are called to do. That's the culture. Resist it. You are called to help the people you are called to help. Not become that's someone's mom, or, I'm the warrior mom. Well, why is that? Because we're fighting, we're battling, we're going to spiritual, physical, and emotional battle with insurance companies, obviously with therapy clinics, with the school system. Oh, don't even get me started. Our state ranked dead last in the whole United States this past survey year. And it's heartbreaking. Because we moved back here after being, military family for decades to be here because the grandparents are here. And that doesn't do us any good if the schools don't provide what our children need. Oh, hear me, warriors. And again, I do not have all the answers. Now, here's a big announcement. Are you ready? I'm going to dig more into this. We're going to pull back the curtain, unzip our hearts, and talk a little bit about pivoting an identity to income. And that's an offline event. And it is a VIP event. Seats are very limited. And when this reposts as a reel, I will put the link to the masterclass in the comments. But save the date, June 2nd, 7:30, same time as this podcast, Central, 8:30 Eastern. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you guys are getting value. And this means a lot because this is super important to me, and not everyone's going to get it. Many are called, few are chosen. And if you are blessed with a child that is non-neurotypical, I see you, I hear you, you are valuable, and you belong right here. I'm Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom, with the Warrior Nation, striving to be your source for truth, transparency, and trust. Warriors, unite.